Oh,
Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Yeah, hey, man, it's been a little while since we've spoken. Actually, I think this is the first time we've done this like face to face. It used to be on the ye old telephone. So
Mm-hmm.
it's good to see you, man. Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
cool.
I'm glad to see you, brother.
Hey, man, I'm pretty pumped. Filter are coming back. You're coming back to Australia finally.
I love Australia. I can't wait to come back. Everybody come and see us because it's been 20 years since we've done a headlining set. And uh come out and see us because you never know when we're coming back.
I know, man. Look, I
That's
tell
my
you what, I
that's
was
my
there.
message. That's my message today because I'm doing like 6 interviews today. Um, that's my message is that you never know what can happen.
I
And
was there,
uh,
dude, in Brisbane, the first
yeah.
show in 2000. That's where we met the first time.
I was pretty drunk.
Yeah. You
I
were
remember
very
being,
kind to me.
oh, good.
You were very, very, very kind to me. You
Well,
took time.
you must have been like a 20-year-old kid or something.
I was just 18, bro.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
just 18. And yeah, I remember, man, like I hung around. I was a bit of a punisher. I'm sorry. But
Yeah, oh, good.
but you signed some stuff and you were incredibly kind to me. And I'll always remember that.
That's good. Yeah, I know. Awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I like being good. I like when the reports are good from that time period because I was a drinker
yes.
and I was a little out of control back then. So it's nice to know that I was kind.
But you still played incredibly, man. Like that's still one of
Yeah.
my favorite shows I've ever been to.
That's awesome. Well, it's only gotten better. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the band is the best it's ever been. Like this version of Filter is the best it's ever been. Like hands down. Like people who I've known for like 30 years are literally like, Rich, this is the best you guys have ever sounded. I mean, we are so blessed. We have Sean Bevan doing front of house. I mean, he's phenomenal front of house man. And yeah,
The reports, I
yeah.
mean, I've been watching the reviews.
There hasn't been any bad reviews.
Oh, it's been incredible, man. Like that
Yeah.
run you did with Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper in
Yep.
Ministry, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" Like Filter are just crushing it, and it
Yeah.
makes me so as a fan for over 20 years to hear that and see that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so pumped, dude.
Yeah. No, we're getting great reviews, and this record too. The
Yeah,
algorithm is amazing. So we're just pumped. We're riding it. You know, we're riding it.
on fire, bro. How was that run with Rob Zombie and say like it looked like it was a
Amazing,
really good time.
amazing. It's like we were guests, so we showed up, behaved, and like we were thankful that the audience was there in place before we got because usually for the openers it's like half full,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and we had 12,000 people like a night, and we were like just blessed that like they were there because we toured with Ozzy Osbourne back in 95 and like his audience was out in the parking lot getting wasted. They were tailgating,
Oh man,
you know, and there was like literally 200 people in the arena when we went on stage back in 95. So we know how bad it can be if you don't like bring the goods, but we were blessed because I mean it was literally how many people, this is the first time you're seeing Filter. Everyone, like the entire audience, like raised their hands. So we knew that we were there to open the show and be and get exposure, like humble.
that's that sort of. I guess maybe it's a different generation, but Filter like have had a very strong following for years, man. Like
Mhm.
you know what I mean. So that's kind of
Yeah,
exciting for you that you're breaking new ground.
yeah, it was a huge deal to us. I mean, we took it really seriously. Rob is a good friend, and we were even better friends now because we had such a great time. Alice Cooper is amazing. Ministry, Al Jorgensen is
Mm.
amazing. all the bands were great, and we all intermingled and had fun and laughed with each other on the road. And it was a great time. It
Oh
was really fun, and I hope we can do it again.
man, I would have loved to have seen that, especially Mystery and Coop and Rob. What a sick
Yeah,
tour. But hey, in the meantime, though, wait, I'm counting down the days to see you. I'm I'm gonna do Sydney and Brisbane. I think
cool.
I'm gonna make the trip of it. I do the whole thing, but my wallet and wife say no. But
Yeah,
I'll definitely make two of them. That's for sure. It's gonna be
yeah.
incredible. But
Well, absolutely. I mean, we're going to bring the best we have. We're going to be the best we've ever been. Like, I'll hands down. Like, it is going to be that good. Like, I'm very positive that it's going to blow your mind and you're going to be happy.
I can't wait, man. Because I mean, look, you got so many albums now and so many bangers. Like, how does it? I mean, obviously you got the Algorithm, which is an incredible album, one of my favorite Filter albums. But how are you going to be? How's the set list shaping up? Because you've got like so many great songs.
I think we're going to play like, I mean, I would think we're probably going to play like an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40.
Nice.
We could probably play for 2 hours, but there's a lot of shows back to back, so we have to manage it. But I think with an hour and a half, we'll crush it. Like an hour and a half. That to me is like a great movie. Is great movies aren't they're not 3 hours long, even though I love a lot of 3 hour movies, but it's a lot to ask someone to be sitting there for 3 hours. You know what I mean? So I think like an hour and 40 minutes is rocking. And it's just we pull the funnest songs off of each record, like the best songs off of each record. And we don't play a lot of mellow stuff. We do play some mellow stuff, but I mean, Take a Picture is a huge staple. Obviously, we have to play that. But maybe Surprise from Sun Comes Out Tonight. Maybe Soldiers of Misfortune from Anthems for the Damned. And and then like Drug Boy from Crazy or from Trouble with Angels,
Yep.
and then like Can't You Trip Like I Do, a lot of stuff from Amalgama, a lot of stuff from Title of Record and Short Bus, you know. And we pack it full of, and we put everything in such an order that like you can't get bored,
Mm.
like it's too intriguing and it's too awesome, like you can't leave for the bathroom during one of the songs.
I won't be. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go light on the waters. But I will say, man, like, are you gonna go a little deep, like with Jurassic or
Yeah.
anything like that? Because I mean, that's
Yeah, we have to play Jurassic. We'll play all the stuff that well, we don't play all the stuff we've done from soundtracks because that would we don't do one. We don't do um we don't do Happy Together. Um but we do, you know, we do a beautiful variety of stuff. And
mm.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to change it like nightly. Like we're going to change each set is going to be a little different so that it's not, you know, so if you see us in Brisbane and then you go to Melbourne, you know what I mean? You're going to see two different shows. You know what I
Man,
mean?
that makes me I'm gonna have to go to every show now. I'll just remortgage my house or something.
We'll just do two sets then.
I want to see it all, bro. I want to see it
Mhm.
all. Man, if only you understood how high Filter is on my band list. Like
That's awesome.
man, I've told you before. Like Filter are like, man, top five bands of all time for me because it all
Mm.
start. I mean, look, man, it all started with this. I don't know if you can see that.
Demon Knight.
This VHS, dude. This is the
V
actual
that's
one
VH.
that
Wow.
I hired repeatedly. I ended up buying it from them.
Wow.
Man, I tell you what, like that opening with Hey Man, Nice Shot just fucking changed everything for me.
Yeah, it really made a big difference.
It did, man. It set
And
me on this path, dude.
the radio station that played it, Colorado Springs,
Mm.
um, uh, and we might be doing a show out there, but for Christmas, but they literally broke us in Colorado Springs, and it went viral. It was not supposed to be a big hit off of the Demon Knight soundtrack. It was just supposed to be released, but the song went, and we had to literally go into the studio super hardcore, like, and finish the record with Ben Gross mixing it, and then get it out. And they rushed it out. They actually had to move Vince Neil's solo record out of the way, and he understood and told my brother, "Yeah, I got pushed out of the way for Filter." And
How's that?
and he told my brother Robert, and who's an actor from
Yes.
Terminator 2, and yeah, they had to move his solo record out of the way so that the Filter record could get out in time, because it had gone viral. Like it became a huge hit.
Oh man, it's incredible. This one we're talking about, of course.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes. Uh, Short Bus.
Short bus, man. The one that kicked it all off. I love it.
And
But
we're doing a thing where we're kind of we're reordering the records, and I'm signing them.
yeah.
So at some point I'll probably release a signed copy of Short Bus out there.
Oh man. Or
Yeah.
or hopefully maybe I'll do the meet and greet and you can
Yeah, if you do the meet and greet, you get everything signed.
Yeah, give me a little scribble, bro.
You know what I'm
Whatever you
saying? I
want.
do an R, I do an R, I do a scribble, I do across the T.
Well, I've got the CD signed, but it's gonna look nice on the
Yeah,
on the old vinyl.
my Sharpie is ready.
Hey,
I
that's
am
something I
ready
was
to
gonna ask.
go.
Talking about vinyl and the reissues. I mean, I'm missing title of record, but are we gonna be seeing maybe like some of those reissued, or maybe even a box set with everything?
That would be amazing. It's up to Craft Music. They've got the catalog.
Mm. Oh,
Craft Music has the catalog. It's up to them. I'd love to do it.
I would love to see a Filter like full box set. It's time, bro.
Yeah.
Time.
Well,
Yeah.
we have a greatest the very best things
Mm.
is our greatest hits, but it doesn't have the new stuff.
That's right. That's right.
You
And man,
know?
I got to say, the algorithm is just a fucking incredible album and heavy. Man, some
Yeah.
of those down-tuned riffs are so
Yeah.
good, dude. And then, like, well, I remember when I chucked it on because I purposely, like, I heard, for the beaten, but I didn't want to listen to it. I wanted to experience it all in one. And I put it in on my car, and it was like hearing the bottom drop out. And it was just, I was like, man, he's done it, eh? It's some of those
Yeah.
riffs.
Yeah, dude. I like heavy music. That's the thing. People are like, "Don't you want to like mellow out?" No. What the fuck is the point? I like making music that is aggressive and in your face. That
Yeah.
is what I like to do. I don't want to be someone's background fucking noise. I want to pop out of the speakers and bludgeon you with amazing stuff, you know.
Oh man, and all the glitches and so. Oh, dude, it's such a solid
Yeah.
album. What were you listening to? I mean, obviously, you've always listened to heavy music. I know you've mentioned Pantera and stuff as an influence, but particularly for the algorithm, what was creeping into your brain for the heaviness this time?
Honestly, Rez and
Yeah.
Scarlord.
Oh,
Scarlord. Scarlxrd. Scarlord.
okay. Haven't heard
That
of
was what I was listening to. They're totally not rock. They're not rock is I don't get rock now.
that. Mm,
I don't really get rock. I think I like Fever 333. I like them,
yeah, they're great, man.
you know. But I don't like a lot of rock. I'm missing the boat on it, which sadly. I mean, I hear it and I'm like, wow, that's just not for me. Some of this stuff.
It's changed, dude. Even like I can't really listen to. The only time I ever listen to radio is if I'm like in a hardware store or something like that. It's over.
Yeah.
But I can't do it. I just don't understand it as well. Maybe I'm aged out, but I prefer. But then again, man, like there's bands like you and like Code Orange, people that are doing things that are very interesting and
Hmm.
changing the game. So I think maybe in the next few years, it's you guys are setting the new standard, maybe.
I hopefully, I just want to make music that's true to myself. Like that's something I can do. That's why I said the algorithm was an easy record to make. It took a long time just because I was doing other stuff. I do movie scores as like
Yeah.
a side gig, but the actual record was fun. It was, I mean, if I was working on something and it became tedious, I'm like, fuck this, delete it. It's like this is too it's I don't want to work on this if it's going to be slow and
Yeah.
if it's going to be a bummer. I want to work on stuff that's immediately gets me inspired and like and is fun. And like all the songs that were on the record were written in like 2 or 3 days. Like no,
Wow.
excuse me, 2 or 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours. Like I was singing like when I did Face Down, I was singing on it maybe 45 minutes after I had programmed all these the synth line. Blah, 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 blah. Like as soon as I got done um programming all that stuff, I was singing on it. And I was laughing because I was like, hey, kid, you can't do songs in 15 minutes with all this equipment and all this responsibility, like all these things that can break down, shit that's just, like you can't just make music like, and I was, yes, you can't just poop something out and 15 minutes later you're singing it, like, and I was. Face Down was like that. Face Down was like, I don't even remember, like, okay. And then I got done doing it. I sent it to my bandmates, and Johnny's like, I want to play guitar on that. So I sent him the song, you know,
Mm.
in Dropbox. He got it, worked on it, sent it back a day later. There's all the guitars. All those fucking cool guitars that were added were him real quick, you know. And then like, my engineer slash producer Brian Virtue, who mixed everything, was just like, yeah, dude, you're on a roll, keep it going. Like that was his comment. It was really easy and fun to make this record, you know.
It's incredible,
And
man.
and the big takeaway was the fact that I learned how to run all the software in my computer as opposed to relying on someone and going like, hey dude, do you mind panning the guitar to the right? Let's pan the guitar to the right, like, and having a back and forth like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? Like, no, yeah, pan the guitar to the right. You know what I mean? Like like as opposed to having that kind of scenario, it was just, oh, here it is, boom, I'm panning the guitar to the right. Done. I'm doing bass. Okay, cool. Let's I want to add some drums. I feel like adding drums. Yeah, like it was it was fun, easy, and that's the way it should be. Making music should be easy as hell. And then getting together with like doing obliteration with Sam Tenez and Mark Jackson
Yeah.
and Ian Scott. It was just like, we know what we're doing. We're making a filter song. And they were like, we always have loved, they're like your age. They're like, we love filter so much. We want to do something like Tidal and fucking Amalgam. Great. Let's do it. No question. And I let them kind of do it. Like you know what I mean? Like I'd add my 2 or 3 cents and I would keep the standards up high. You know what I mean? Like we can do better. We can do better. We can do better. But it was a lot of fun. It was easy. And I was singing that song in 20 minutes.
That's crazy, man. Especially, I
Yeah.
mean, that creative flow. Because I don't know how you you work, but you can sort of take a step back and you have that moment of like, oh, is it could you'd start doubting yourself and you start picking it apart and stuff.
Yeah.
Just you gotta just turn to yourself and go, sit down and just let it be.
Yeah.
Let it do its
Sit
thing.
down and let it be and play it for your friends.
Yep.
And play it for like, have there's a scary moment
Yeah.
where you're like, should I should I involve the band? Like I sent this new song I was working on and it's different and I worked on it enough so I'm like I guess this is cool. It's been hours since I've started, and I sent it to my bandmates and they're like, fucking great, keep it up. Like, okay, cool. And because they're all gonna have to do their interpretation of it later, like when I send it you know, I'll have Bobby play bass on it. I'll have Johnny play guitar on it. I'll have Elias Malin play drums, and he'll come in and play drums on it and fucking blow everybody away at the very end of the record, you know?
Oh man, I always send things to my best mate because he doesn't bullshit me.
Yeah.
He'll tell me straight. He goes, "What the fuck are you doing, mate?" and then
I mean, I have friends that send me music and it is awful.
yeah,
Like, I don't know how to tell them because I'm crushing them. I'm gonna crush
yeah.
them. I tell them the truth. And so I just lie. I just, dude, you sound fucking great. Keep up the good work. Like,
Don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be super mean and like,
No,
dude,
but then
what are you
again,
thinking about the verse? What are you thinking about the lyrics? What are you trying to tell me with the lyrics? Like every single thing I could go through and critique and be mean about it. And they're
yeah,
not like professional musicians, you know what I mean? So
man, I'm not going to send you any of my stuff. Um, I'd much
no,
rather
because
go.
I could be on I can be honest. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna say it's shit, but like you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be honest. But you know, some of my friends they send me music and it's just like, dude, I don't know where to start on
Oh
critiquing
man,
this, you know.
gotta support him still. I know it's
You
hard.
gotta support,
Yeah, you got to do, because then
you
you know
know?
where it goes, you know. But you know, but
Yeah, it's
man,
hard.
it is hard. It is
Music is
hard.
not easy.
You've been doing it for over 30 years. You
It's
know.
easy for me to do filter songs.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's easy for me to do filter songs, but it's hard for the average person. It's really hard.
Got to get that. It's you got to find your own rhythm, I guess. You got to get
Yeah.
in. But one thing, have we got another minute? I did want to ask you something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not boring you too much.
No, this is good. This is a good interview.
Oh,
It's like a podcast.
it is a podcast, but well,
Yeah.
it's many things, it's many things. But I did want to ask you, and this if it's too personal, that's cool. I totally understand. But I did want to ask you about, obviously your brother Robert. I heard
Mhm.
a podcast with him recently where he was being very honest and open about his own personal beliefs and religious beliefs and things like that. Where
Yeah.
you've always seen like the other side of the coin, even though you
Yes.
guys are close. How has that been growing up and keeping that relationship? Because I know any conversation with politics and religion can get fiery between people. How do you
Yeah.
find that balance, just in general, as brothers and human beings?
I Robert and I don't spend a lot of time talking. We don't spend a lot of time talking. I am an atheist,
Yes.
leftist, left-leaning, moderate Democrat who understands science and cares about the environment and understands climate change. I understand everything that's going on. I I'm an atheist because it sounds made up.
Mm.
Religion sounds made up. It you can't be horribly crucified and then like walk around after it. Like I think people kind of made it up. It sounds made up to me, and or exaggerated or whatever. And 2,500 years ago, people were fucking bizarre. Like they were bizarre people back
Yeah.
then. The Bible is rife with like, and if your wife commits adultery, stoner, like all that kind of wacky shit. So I don't believe in religion. And he does
Yeah.
like extensively. And so we just can't talk. Like we just can't talk about it. And
Yeah. Of
I love my brother. I wish him
course.
well, but like you know, I'm I understand what Trump is. I see him for exactly what he is. He's a
Yeah.
con man. Been indicted 4 times. He breaks the law every time he does anything. He broke the law in New York. That's why his businesses are being shut down because he committed fraud and raised his he exaggerated on all what his business really is and
Mm.
conned people out of millions of dollars. And I mean, I see him for what he is. He's a con man. And my brother's not with me on that. He doesn't get it. He's pretty behind. He's kind of a Trump guy. And
Okay.
so it's just sadly we don't see eye to eye anymore. And I love him, and but it is weird. It's America's doing this thing. It's
Yeah.
America's
I know.
half of there's a third of the country is in a cult, and they are fucking doubling down on this guy that literally does not like democracy, who is challenging democracy. In democracies, someone has to be the loser.
Yeah.
Like someone has to be the guy that goes, you know what, I lost, I concede, and that's what every presidential candidate has done since the dawn of our country. And he is the first one that said, I'm not going to concede. I'm going to contest this. He's been through 60 courts, and he has no evidence.
Yeah.
And the judges are like, there's no evidence of voter fraud. There's no evidence of voter fraud. Including the Supreme Court. So he's lost. He has lost the election.
Mm.
And there are but he's lying, because that's what he does. He lies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he is tearing the country in half because of this, over this fucking guy. Like I look at Republicans and I love them because they're, they come to my shows and everything like that. I'm like, you're losing your shit over this guy.
Yeah. One man that
over
really
over
hit.
over but a fucking con, a
Yeah.
fucking a woman sexual molester,
Yeah.
someone who's been convicted of fucking sexual harassment, like a sexual predator. 30 women came forward, like,
And they just go,
and they just blinders. They're
"Blinded."
like, oh, that's just the left trying to tear him down. No.
Oh, no, no, no. Man, I'm
So
sorry if I got a little bit too personal with that one.
no, it's
I
I feel I talk about politics. I keep it off of
Of
social media,
course.
because my audience is social media is so toxic and it's so awful
Yeah.
that I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to provide music. I'm
Yeah.
just going to put music to it. My lyrics are rife with statements about politics.
Mhm.
The song "Summer Child" is dedicated to Trump supporters. It's the whole thing is dedicated to them, and how they're being misled, and they want to be misled.
Mm.
And so I'm getting my message out there. It's just that I've chosen to stay off of social media. I've chosen I kicked it to the curb like about a year and a half ago, or a year and 10 months, or excuse me, about a year and a month ago.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much again, brother. And we'll have all the links down here to the tour dates and the algorithm and on the website. Brother, you take
Come and see us.
Let's go.
Come and see us. Come and see Filter, because you never know when we're coming back. I don't know when we're coming back.
Oh man, I gotta see it as much as I can.
Yeah.
See as much
Yeah.
Filter as I can, because I've been waiting a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
It's going to be great. We're going to be excited.
I'll see you. I'll see you in Brisbane, especially. So that's
Excellent.
But until then, hey man,
And I appreciate it.
take care, dude, and all the best to you and your family. We'll see you soon.
You got it, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man.